Okay, hello everybody, Ryan here. I just was talking to my dad about the Devil's Footprint and all this stuff, and he told me also that Easton has the most graves out of any town in Massachusetts, and then I just found this, so I want to go check it out. It's in people's yards, but I don't care. Yeah, so he told me Easton has the most graves. The Devil's Footprint is actually right over there somewhere. I know the stories of, I forget the family name, Neely or something, but Mill Pond Road, there's a bunch of Devil's Footprints out in the swamp. 1845, Alms House Bury Ground. How is this a graveyard? School Street Cemetery. In this cemetery are 38 bodies of inmates of the Poor Farm, which was operated by the town of Easton the early part of the 19th century for indigenous persons. Their names are only known to God. Wow. Okay. Well, I had no idea that this even existed or was near my house. Wow. Kind of shocked right now that I just walked onto 38 prisoner bodies. Indigenous people too. I'm going to check out another stone that talks about the Devil's Footprint, and then we might go see the only grave for an ox. Yeah. Okay, so that was very interesting. I had no idea there was going to be that big of a grave for the Native Americans, but now we're going to talk about the Devil's Footprint, which we're only a couple hundred yards from. I gotta pull into this church here. Don't hit me. Just let me get over here. So, touring Easton. This plaque right here talks about it. That's what my dad was saying. I've never read this, and I've lived here my whole life. Ugh. Let's see what it says. So, near this spot were located 3 early meeting houses, early congregational churches, the Alms House. That's the grave we were just at, the Alms House, the town Powder House, the town Pound, and the Devil's Footprint. Gift of the Oliver Ames High School class of 74. So, the Devil's Footprint is right over behind that house. If you don't recognize that house, I've been in that house. Amazing. I'm gonna go back in there eventually. There's 3 different basements. Just didn't know that there's like 80 graveyards in Easton, all Native American ones, all sorts of stuff. That does have the Devil's Footprint written on it from 1974. Okay, now we head to the only grave for an ox. Did you pause it? Alright, so on my little tour of graves in Easton, we're almost there. Very interesting. I had no idea that there was that many Native Americans buried near my parents' house. Interesting story about that. My sister, when she was younger, and 2 of her friends had a seance with a Ouija board in her friend's house, which is right near my parents' house. They used my camera to record it, an old 8mm camera that I had. They heard Native American drumming and they heard chanting, and they all ran out of the house and left my camera going, and for a good minute or 2 you can hear drumming. That was Wayne's old truck. Wayne used to live here. That's right there. This is Brooke's house right here. This is how I know about this graveyard, but my dad just told me about the ox buried here that plowed all of Easton. I don't think you're really supposed to drive in here, but I'm going to.
Probably say that.
Yeah, yeah, Furnace Village Cemetery. Yeah, I'll go to the last one. We'll work our way around. I really want to find this ox grave because I think that's awesome. And it's the only one I'm thinking probably in the United States an ox got buried and has his own grave. I would think it would be kind of special, you know? 1964, Emerson, Williams, Morris. Is that it? No, Bean. But my dad did say like the back of it.
Probably be older stone.
But yeah, it would be an old stone.
But it's also hard because you have the ones on the ground.
The little one. Well, there's a field right there. Maybe that's where they kept the last ox. The oxen of Easton. I bet we could look it up. Why don't you try what I just call this place? If you just put in Easton Cemeteries. Does that say ox? I just gotta look around a little.
Go.
Hold on. Smith looks like a recent grave. Winthrop L. Smith. Maybe that's your relative. Alright, I'm gonna pause it here and we'll try and find this grave. Okay, I'm back. I've been looking for a while. Nah. Sandra Olson Keys. No. I mean, the grave might be gone, but hard to tell. You think they'd have a special grave for him if there's really an oxen buried out here. How does this? There we go. Let's try and find him still. I'll give it a few more minutes. If we can't find him, that's it. But very interesting. Didn't know my town had that many graves. Or Native American graves, for that fact. There's 38, probably less than a half mile from my parents' house. Yeah, see, they wouldn't put, like, it's not going to have a person's name on it. It would probably be, like, a name and say, like, the ox that plowed Easton. But I looked it up online, and it doesn't have, like, any info. But I'm sure my dad isn't wrong. He knows a lot. We're going to all the corners.
Well, yeah, it's hard to say because there's so old ones and new ones mixed in.
This place has over 1,000 graves, so I can't go to every one, you know. Maybe one day I can figure out which one it is. Some of my friends live near here and have actually, like, walked through here a lot, so they might know where it is. There's a shamrock one. That's cool.
Yeah, it is.
What's that one? Like with a tree on it right here in front of us? Nah, that's not it. Howard. But yeah, we weren't able to find the exact grave. Oh, maybe that has something to do with it? That big thing?
Maybe.
Oh, we're dumb if that's... Let me go over to this real quick. That's a memorial wall. They might have something on it. Or is there a guy here? I'll ask. I don't even care. Let's check this out. Do you think it might be the biggest one? Might be the biggest one. Hey, look, Nelson. And Smith. You're related to every Smith. Let's see. No. No, this isn't it, but I'll walk over there in a second. No. let's try these big ones over here. This is probably going to be the end of the video, because I can't find. These would be the oldest graves in the middle and the big ones. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, these are the original graves. Drake. Mab. I know that from Maryland. That's the whole family. Kimball, father, mother. So those are some old graves. No. Not seeing it, guys. I will come back and take a deeper look at all this. It's got to be here. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed the crazy facts of Easton. I'll go to the Devil's Footprint. School's going on right now, so I can't go out there. But thank you. Like, share, subscribe. Keep watching my stuff. I have a lot more to come. Got a museum we're going to soon, maybe a month or two. That's a big one. And a little bit of Back to the Future. You'll see what I mean. No. There's an Outlaws, Boston, Mass. Scott, 1%er. That's cool. But that's alright. We'll be back to find the ox one day. Peace out, guys. Like, share, subscribe. Have a good day. Please watch, share, do all that good stuff.